Hey guys. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about Fables. Goal of the game is to draw as many cards as possible and defeat your opponent through explosive plays. This is not a Quasar build. It's from Reagan Turbo, which means all the draws that you need. It's a bit of a different deck. I saw a lot of Fable decks and all of them are 30 plus monsters, and I think that's the wrong way to run them. This one only runs 22, I believe. So I'm going to get to the deck profile and explain along the way. That's the extra deck that I'll get to later. First up, 3 Grimro. Our main searcher, pretty staple at 3. And the only other monster I would say that's staple at 3 is Chawa. But first, Grimro. If you control a Fable monster, you can discard her and add a Fable from your deck to your hand. And that's what's so good about her. That's why you put her at 3. The other one is our main discarding monster, Fable Chawa. You can, during your main phase, you can discard a Fable monster to special summon him from your hand. So, of course, all the Fable monsters' effects go off of discarding. So that's really good. These are what I'd say are the only 2 monsters that are staple at 3. The rest are preference. And I'll just tell you guys why I chose the number of what I do. So 3 Chawa. 3 of our Monster Reborn Crusts. A lot of people say run 2, but I don't see why, because it's a Monster Reborn if you discard her. Her effect is, if discarded, you can select a level 4 lower Fable monster and special summon it from your graveyard. I'm going to also show you guys at the end of the video the combos you can do to get into Reagan, which is the key of the deck. These 3 cards are part of one combo, so I'll get to that later. Next up, 3 Cerberus, or Cerebral. When he's discarded, you can special summon him from the graveyard. He's a level 2 tuner, which, you know, tuning, discard, special summon. This entire deck is just spam, draw, spam, draw. 3 Ganasha. When he's discarded, he is special summoned from the graveyard, and then when he leaves the field, he's banished instead. He's a level 3, goes with Cerebral to make Reagan. I'll get to these later. For the well, no, I'm not done with the fables. Last Fable, 1 Fable Kushano. He's our other discarding monster that if he's in the graveyard, you can add him to your hand by discarding a Fable monster. So he's that extra discard if you need it. Also a level 3 tuner. Go into your level 8 synchros. These are all the Fable monsters. You know, 3 of the good ones. 2 Tour Guide. Your target is Kushano. And you make cool Leviar plays, wind up, Zen mains, whatever you need. There's also one other target I'm going to talk to you guys about. No one really does this, but I'll get to it. 1 Snow and 1 Brow. Brow, of course, is another target for Tour Guide, but the purpose of these guys, I run Dark World support spells in this deck. Unlike searches for any of the Dark World stuff, it's perfectly fine at 1, no clogging whatsoever. It's a level 4 for other synchro plays. Brow is that extra draw that you need. Again, the key purpose of this deck, discard, draw, special summon, draw, special summon. It's pretty insane once you get it going. And because we run light and darks, 1 Envoy. He's rarely a dead draw. I think he was only a dead draw for me once for the 1,000 times I've played this deck. But usually, you know, he's a game winner. He's a game winner. Then 1 Morphing Jar to replenish your hand, because you'll go, usually if you're playing the deck right, you'll have 2 to 0 cards in your hand at the end phase. You set him, flip, you just replenish your entire hand, and you can go in for more shenanigans. That's it for the monsters. On to the spells. Which again, I don't understand why people run like 30 something monsters and only run off their discarding power when you have this stuff. 3 Dark World dealings. You draw a card, discard it. Not much to be said. to explain. I mean, this is an obvious choice, but here's another choice. 2 Gates of Dark World. I know a lot of them are beasts, the fables, but the ones that aren't that you'll target, which is basically Kushano, Krus, and the other Dark World monsters, this helps a lot. Also, it gives Reagan a 300 attack boost, which is much needed because you'll have a random Reagan on the field. You don't want him to have a low 2,300 attack. You'll have a 2,600 attack, which is much better than 2,300. It's a easy, one discard per turn. It's reliable. So this is part of the strange part of the deck, the Dark World stuff that no one seems to run, which I don't get. I don't know why I'm packing that up. I still have more spells. 3 Upstart. Draw power, draw power, draw power, draw power. Yeah, you guys get it. Draw power. Because Fable's weakness are back row, because Explosive and Mirror Force is sad face. 2 MST. 1 Mind Control to be evil about your opponent's monsters that they foolishly leave on the field. I've done this multiple times to, new synchro decks that make level 8s, and then I just do this, normal summon Cerebral, sink into Fabled Leviathan. It messes them up so much. Tech 1 Monster Reincarnation. It adds that 1 Fable or even Envoy beginning back to your hand, and you get to discard, which you get pluses off. All these discarding cards, you don't even minus, you always plus off of them. It's good. 1 Monster Reincarnation, I have to say, what I think should be staple in all Fable decks. It's just too good. That's it for the spells. Onto the traps. 1 Solemn Warning. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. I think these 2 are staple in every deck. I believe that they should be run in every deck. They're too good. 1 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. Reminder that Dark Worlds don't get their effect by costs. So if you activate Phoenix Wing Wind Blast and you discard a Snow, you won't get the effect because it's a cost. But this card stops so many plays, it's good. This card, though, discarding is not a plus, or not a cost. Beckoning Light. Discard your entire hand, then for each card you discard to the graveyard by this effect, add 1 light monster from your graveyard to your hand. Dark Worlds gain their effects off of this. I have done so many plays with this, it's not even funny. Plus, Light, Envoy, the beginning's a light, just so everyone knows. Replenish his hand, gets more discards off, it's great. 1 Trap Stun and 1 Royal Decree. I'm iffy on this. Trap Stun allows you to use your other traps because, it only happens for 1 turn. Royal Decree is more like, yeah, I'm just going to OTK you now. I side deck another Royal Decree because I'm unsure about the Trap Stun Royal Decree ratio. Also, Trap Stuns are really hard to find. I mean, seriously. Anyway, that's the traps. Because we hate traps, Trap Stun, and Royal Decree. That's the main deck, 40 cards. Onto the extra. 2 Kudabai. If you're playing the deck right, you should have 0 cards in your hand. So his effect is, if you have 0 cards in your hand, it cannot be destroyed by a battle or card effect. This has won me 2 games just by stalling. Defense. It won me Lightsworn game because he couldn't get over it. It can't be destroyed by a battle or card effect. And also, if you open up weirdly and you can go into him and then into Reagan if you have an extra Chow on the field. It's good. The MVP of the deck, 3 Fabled Reagan. When he is synchro summoned, if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, you can draw until you have 2 cards in your hand. So play him right. His synchro summon turns into a +1 because usually you use 2 cards for the synchro summon. That's -2. Synchro summon him. That's a +1, which still leaves you at a -2. Then you draw 2. That brings him to a +1, which is better than any other synchro. His level 5 and light attribute will be, is good because you have another guy you can go into with him, because you don't want to leave them out in the field. They're done once you special summon them. Other than being beat sticks, they're done. So you want to try to get 2 of them out as possible and go into Pleiades, which is in the extra deck. 1 Catastor because it's Catastor. 1 HDS Psyhemoth for level 6. 1 Black Rose. 1 Stardust Dragon. 1 Fabled Valkyrus. 1 Fabled Leviathan. 1 Constellar Pleiades, because this guy is OP, he wins games. I'll just read his effect just because. Once per turn during either player turn, you can detach an XYZ material from this card to target 1 card in the field and return it to the target's hand. Target player's hand or whatever. Yeah, so free compulse. Most people can't deal with that first turn Pleiades, and once you have it out on the field, it's pretty much GG. For your tour guide stuff, wind up Zen mains, Mech-equipped Engineer. They're defensive guys to protect the Reagan. And oops, I dropped the card. Sorry about that. 1 Livier the Sea Dragon opens up all your banishment plays because you banish a lot with Ganasha and the Dark World, Gates of Dark World. So he opens up a lot of plays. That's the deck profile, guys. I hope you like it. Fables, I do believe, have a chance of doing something this format, but only if you play them right. I will be playing this at locals a few times. I'm not much of a competitive player going to regionals or something, but this, I believe I can at least go 4-1, probably 5-0. Please like, comment, subscribe. I want feedback on this deck. On all my deck profiles, I would like feedback. So talk to you guys later. See you later.